Testing.
Good. Yeah. Good.
Count to our come. Just got a class.
Yeah. To get to the point where they can see through, you might have to wait till you get there. Are we live with the mic?
Yeah, we live every day. Every day. It's got tomorrow right now.
All right. So we got both channels.
Yeah, YouTube is working too wild. We got the check-in in the group chat and also Facebook.
Good.
Loading up right now.
Right.
Yeah, Facebook is wild.
That's good. You ready? Shalom, Israel. With Isupk, start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Start off 1969. We are under Commanding General Yohana, where we teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. This is an Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Just make sure people know that. You know, if you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, then you are Hebrew. That's what you speak Hebrew. You're Israelite. Your first language was Hebrew, Ibarium, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit about tonight. Let people know that, you know, when Pharaoh was messing with us back there, man, he said, "Nah, them the God of the Hebrews." You know, we're gonna go over that tomorrow in Sabbath service class too. Also, but letting you know that tonight in Lashawan Qadash class out in Greenville, South Carolina, Officer Chaazaq Shapar, we're teaching this class to let you know that blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the only one that should apply for you. It's not like a driver's license. I mean, you know, these other weak nations out here trying, I'm Hebrew, these Yiddish people. Listen, we have even some of our own out here, some of these purple pigs out here, right? We got all these other wicked groups out here that won't stay under command of General Yohana. Yeah, they are Israelites. They're supposed to be speaking Ibarian. But what do? They go out there and just call themselves being part of the wicked Christian church, and that's not gonna make it. That ain't gonna make it out here, man. That's why we're showing you who we really are and who you are if you're black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Edomites, suppressors, y'all ain't no sense of y'all applying. Hamites, we got the West Indians,
right?
And the who else? Some of these Japanese, you know, Lot people, and then some of these people, Eskimos, and all of these all these God people with all these other gods, man. They're not part of Hebrew. They're not Hebrew. So, but Pharaoh, when he was looking at the children of Israel, the 12 tribes, he realized that those are the people of the Most High. He knows. But because he's looking at it, because after he had to admit that after he gone through all those plagues, the Most High took and turned his heart inside damn out. But that's how it is. And so we got something up on the board. We want you guys to translate it. Who we got in the chat here? Let me see. See who we got in the chat, officer. Who we got over in the chat? Let people. Because I put something up on the board because I want you people to transliterate that. It's already been translated by King James, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going out. What is that? October, I believe.
Right.
People are going to be going across to England to find out who King James was. Well, I mean, listen, King James was the King of England. That he's a black man, diametrically opposed against the Catholic Church and all of that, man. As a matter of fact, he hated them. But the King James wrote that. He did what the Most High said as far as writing that Bible, man. That's as far as when I say it's translating the Bible. I'm sorry. And right now we just transliterated. Who we got in class?
Slack. We got Chaazaq Shapar.
Chaazaq Shapar. All right.
From Anderson, South Carolina.
Right.
And we also got Officer Nayar. He joined the screen. He can communicate with us.
You got Nayar on there?
Right. He's on the live with us. He can communicate back and forth.
All right.
If you hear us, Nayar, Slack it, Lord of Crisis.
Right.
It's long crazy.
Right. Clap it up for y'all, Chaazaq Shapar, and I think it's people who invited in the class. I mean, but that's what we're doing out here in the South Carolina class. We're going to teach a little Hebrew. Hebrew is written from right, like this, from right to left.
Right.
It really is a language with no vowels. I say it has a vowel only because you keep saying ah, right, except when you get to I. So I say this kind of like two things that look and pretend to be, I don't even know if I want to say that, or just act like vowels. But Hebrew is actually a language, as Commander General Yohana says, with no vowels. And so when you say ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, zaka, tayakala, manasa, I, pa, tazakwa, rasha, ta. That top line over here is called Ancient Hebrew. And of course, when we were in captivity in the Syrian Hebrew language, you have the same thing. The symbols are different. The symbols are a little different because you got ba, da, da. We went over what these symbols look like, these original symbols look like, and what they meant a while back. I'm not going to go over that tonight. But all these symbols mean something. They have an actual meaning to them. But we're going to take our time and go over Hebrew tonight very meticulously, very cautiously, as though it was a beginning class. So I'm just going to concentrate very slow because I always have people come to class at different levels, we can go and teach the prepositions. We can teach the connectors. Of course, you should learn the connectors too. We can teach the possessive adjectives. We can teach the past, the present, and the future tense. We can teach the nations. We can teach the number system. We can go on and on and on and on. But right now, I'm just going to concentrate on the chart because, see, it's like when you learn A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Hebrew's the same way. Don't think that it is. You must learn this Hebrew chart first. I mean, like when you say ah, that's what it looks like. So ah looks like this. That's what ah looks like. Ah. Okay? And of course, that's in the ancient Hebrew. Of course, in ancient Hebrew. Slack it. And then, of course, if you want to read it in the Assyrian Hebrew, it will look like this. Like that. That's what it looks like. And of course, and then you have what you call I. Why am I going with those two? Because that's what some people say, oh man, those sound like your vowels. Well, some people say that. Because ah and I. There's ah in ancient, ah in Assyrian. I in ancient, I in Assyrian. Well, those two right there, we formulate every Hebrew symbol on this chart right here with an I, or an I. So to reiterate, we say ba, ga, da, awazaka, ta, ya, ka, la. I'm going under like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You know how if you go through and learn your oppressor's language, then why not learn this Hebrew chart? That's what's good. That's how you're gonna get better at it. Ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, parashata. And of course, I go vocabulary and words and different ways of using the Hebrew. Say, oh yeah. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. If I go over, if you say, okay, the significance of and I try to use words like, what's a good word? Like arataza? Like That's what an looks like. In English. Ra. You got to first ta. Ra, ta. Za. You got to first transliterate this word in English first. Because that's the language we speak. I mean, if I broke everything down in Hebrew, then you really would be lost. Hell, I'd be lost. But anyway, aratazah. Anybody know what aratazah means online before we ask people in class? What does aratazah actually? What does that mean? What is aratazah? Anybody online? Please tell me. Baba Kwashah. That means please. What does aratazah mean?
A slice, if I may.
Go ahead.
Slice it.
Who's that, Officer Nayar?
How kind, sir?
Go ahead, Officer Nayar.
I think it means earth, right?
Means earth. Let's clap it up for that brother, right?
That's right.
And I'm right. Because if you can break down one thing, it means earth. And of course, that's just part of the vocabulary. That's how you build on your vocabulary. But I mean, you're not going to automatically know all these words. But earth, you say earth, I'm just trying to get you to understand how to use the alphabet or how to use the Hebrew chart. So so it spells like this. Let's see if I can break it down. I'm gonna put it right above it. Then you have Ra, and then you have a Tazah, right?
Right.
If you're reading it, well, trying to do both languages there, like that. Ra, and then you have a Tazah, like that. Okay. But if you really want to now, I just wrote it down over the top of it. But to write that word in perspective from right to left, you would say, Jesus. Yeah, that's right. Ra, Tazah. So, and then I'm going to put some connectors there. I'm going to join these so people can understand what they are. All right, let's see if we can break down. Go ahead.
So you got Officer Kalatazar checking in.
Kalatazar? All right. Clap it up, Officer Kalatazar. For that brother, man. Go out and have a drink with that brother right there. We'll talk about that later, right?
Right. He also gave up the answer as well for the Aratazar. He said it also means earth.
Means earth. That's exactly right. And of course, earth don't mean world. Earth doesn't mean world, but earth means just terra or ground. It means like where you grow your watermelons and collard greens.
Right.
That earth. But what does world mean? Since y'all on there, y'all young officers and y'all and the young people just checking the chat. If earth means the ground, what does world mean? Talk to me.
A slice, if I may.
Go ahead.
The word world means age of society.
Age of society. Can you find that for me, Sharp, Officer Sharp?
That's right.
World. Now, we're going to make sure people understand the difference. Because a lot of people in John 3:16 get that all screwed up, don't they?
Right.
Because world and earth are two different things. I mean, this age, would you say that again, Officer Who was that, Nayar?
Oh, what kind, sir? I said age of society.
An age or society, right? And that age or society that is talking about is the world of the Hebrews. Find that text for me, Officer Shaw, right? Got that for me? Find that text for me in John 3:16. What is that? Psalms 90. Is that right?
Oh, you see, want to tell you didn't want the definition, you want the scripture.
Give me both. Give me the definition first. World. Age or society, cosmos, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
This is the Oxford Language Dictionary.
Right.
World. An age or society.
Age or society. So yeah. Age or society. Now break that down. Go ahead. An age or society, like Nayar said, like you were just commenting on, right? Age or society, man. You're talking about so if it's an age or society like the New Age or the Age of Aquarius or Age of the World or whatever, or the society of the world of the fish world, or the you follow me? The bird world.
Right.
That world. Those are different worlds. I mean, different ages, different societies of something. Like Audubon is the word of the birds. That has nothing to do with the earth.
Right.
I mean, they work together, but earth means ground or terra.
Right.
Actually, let me write that down because a lot of people think those are the same, but they're not. What you got, Sharp?
This is the book of Psalms,
90.
chapter 90 and verse 2.
90 verse, that's the one I want. Go ahead, read.
And it reads, before the mountains were brought forth.
Before the mountains were har, right? That's the word for mountains, har. Go ahead.
Or ever thou hast formed the earth.
This earth right here, right? Before he formed this terra. Go ahead.
And the world.
And what?
And the world.
And what?
And the
You're
world.
talking about the ages of society now, right? Go ahead.
Even from everlasting to everlasting.
Right. From everlasting to everlasting. The Most High is making a differentiation from the word world and earth. And, you know, because you need to understand, we're leading up to that this world was only given to God's chosen people, as it says in Deuteronomy 76. The Hebrews, the people, the Israelites that speak Hebrews, man. We are the Hebrews, Ibarium, and that's what we're going to get into in a second. But world, right? So that age and society is talking about the world of give me Exodus 5 and 3. What they knew. Exodus 5 and 3, when they said of the Hebrews, so you'll understand who that really is. Because you got a lot of people out here, man, thinking, and I'm using Hebrew to let you know, to show you, to teach your point that we teach all the time. Because keep up with me, of how we keep up with the Lashawan Qadash. Because Lashawan simply means the language tongue of the holy tongue, the Lashawan of the Hebrews. Go ahead.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 5 and verse 2.
3.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 5 and verse 3.
Right. Go ahead.
And they said,
Right. Said what? Go ahead.
the Most High of the Hebrews.
The Most High of the what?
Of the Hebrews.
The Alahayim. That's the Most High, right?
Right.
So let's write that up there. Let's write this word up here. That's what this word is. The Most High, or the God. When they say Most High, you're saying the only God, right? There's only really one God. We'll get into that in a second. One Lord, one faith, and one battle. There's only one God, man.
Right.
Because you have all those other stinking gods up here. We're talking about Alahayim, right?
Right.
Of the who?
Of the Hebrews.
Hebrews. And there you go. This word right here means Hebrews. Ibarium.
Right.
Am I right or wrong? I think that's what it is, yeah. Hebrews. That's what this word is right here. Ha. Ha is the. That is a preposition for the word the. Preposition comes before the word. The root word Here's Ibarium. Write that down in your notes. Ibarium. And of course, I'm writing this in the ancient language. Matter of fact, before I erase the rockers out here, I'll write this in ancient. But read that again for me. 5 and 3. I'm sorry, Salaki. Go ahead.
Exodus chapter 5 and verse 3.
Right.
And they said, the Most High of the Hebrews.
Allahayim. Ha. Ibarium. The ha is ha. This is a ha. As a matter of fact, let's erase this down here. So we'll get to Ratazah there. We'll get too much in there. Confuse people. Let's break it down just a little bit more. Right? Okay. The ha. Ha. Ha is here. Ha. That's what this symbol means. Ha. And ha is a preposition for what? The.
Got a few questions in the chat.
Go ahead. What you got in that chat over there?
We got a chat from Chaazaq.
Lashawan, go ahead.
He asks, he said, in Hebrew, would you pronounce world as the ball?
Huh?
The ball. He asks again, he says, Salaki out of one.
Uh-huh.
In Hebrew, would you pronounce world as the ball? The ball. THABAL.
I didn't get into that in a second here. But I can find it.
Right.
You said, I'll find it.
Right.
Because you got to understand. Who's that? Who said that?
Officer Chaazaq Bundy Howard.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's find it. Let's find it here. Let's find out in the context that you're saying that in. What do you say? Call it?
The ball.
That's it. The ball. That's it. Say the ball. Let's put that up there. Clap that for the brother. Officer, right?
Right.
The ball. That's it right there. Of course, it'll be spelled like this. The, right?
Right.
Because there's the right there. The. And then ba. Am I right? Yeah. I know you're right about. Yeah. Something like this. And then you write a la. Okay?
Right.
That's ancient Hebrew. So you say tha, va, la. And just in case, I mean, that's vocabulary. In this particular case, thabal. I mean, you know, that's where you get, in this instance, the ball is world, age of society. So let's recap. So the Hebrews, when go back to 5 and 3 again, read that again.
Okay. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 5 and verse 3.
Right, go ahead.
And they said, the Most High of the Hebrews have met with us. Let us go, we pray thee.
Right.
3 days, journey into the desert.
Moses and talking for his people say, look, we need to go out here and do some, do an exercise, do a feast day out here. And this is when Pharaoh say, what the hell are you going out here telling me? That's like going to the president. What was his name nowadays?
Biden.
Biden. It's like going to Joe Biden saying, you know, we want to walk up here and salute the streets and just go ahead and do what we want to do on the streets. Same thing. That's like this. Just like that's what they're saying. He probably said, yeah, go take it up with another part of the department where they give out permits. It's like us going to camp.
Right.
We want to go out, right? And then they say, nah, you go down to City Hall. And that's what they're petitioning, right? And then they give you a heart. Go ahead. What you got?
So like we got a sister checking in.
Right.
We got sister Parababia Hawada checking in.
Yeah.
Shalom, Shalom, how Shema Shah.
All right. Let's say Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Barak Thumb to all my brothers. Yahweh Shema Allah Hashem Yahweh Shai to my sisters. We appreciate you checking in. Just clap it up for the sisters, man. Clap it up for those brothers. Nayar, Kalataza, who else? Lakamawan,
Chaazaq Shapar.
Chaazaq Shapar checking in the class. All right, Officer 1000, right? Yeah, we got it. That's cool, man. Hey, listen. World, age of society, world, the ball. That's cool. I appreciate that. The ball. But this is how you would write that. Ba, la. The ball. That's what it means. And then world and age of society, so people won't get confused when you write in Hebrew. Of course, this is all Assyrian. Let's write a little bit of this in the ancient so people can understand that. Tha is like this. That's a tha right there. If you see on the chart, you see it in the corner over there. Follow me. Tha, then you write ba. Because I'm going to write some connectors up here, right? So y'all got to follow me here. Tha, ba, and then you write Allah. So you write tha, and then ball, like that. That's what it is. So you say, well, what are these things right here? Let's break down connectors here. I try to do a little bit of both. What is a connector? Anybody online? Talk to me. What are these connectors? What is this upside down U? And what is this U? Upside down U and right side up U. Looks like a U. Somebody online, tell me what are connectors. What are connectors? What do they do? What's their job? Because you got a lot of people over here just starting out, right? They need to know, why did Officer Chaazaq Shapar write this connectors under this word here? Because this is the ancient Hebrew down here. As a matter of fact, let me write that down here. This is the ancient right here. And this up here is the Assyrian. Let's write that real quick here. That's what this is. Up here is the Assyrian. We just wrote the word world, the ball, age of society. That's what the yard was explaining. That's what you read, right?
Right.
So Assyrian is right here. See how vastly different they are? But they're saying the exact same thing. So in Hebrew, when we read tomorrow in the Tanakh, you have to know both of these languages here. You have to know that. I mean, you can't get up here. I mean, of course, this is English. That's English. Or here. That's English. If I said the ball in English, that Tanakh is not going to tell you the ball in English. It's going to come up here and look like this.
That's right.
It's going to look like, what the absolute Sam hell is this right here? This chicken scratch. That's what David used to say. He used to call this chicken scratch. But it also looked like this too. Mm-hmm. You got to know that. You got to be able to teach that to people. And so far, I think it's Nayar. Who is that? Kamwan. Kalataza, go ahead.
Kalataza is Kamwan, not Kamwan. Nayar.
Kalataza.
Chaazaq Shapar.
Chaazaq Shapar.
Kalataza. Parabah.
And Parabah, yeah. Parabah, go ahead.
Also, we got three answers.
Go ahead. What you got?
From Kalataza. One of the answers there, he says, independent and dependent connectors.
All right. Clap it up for them. Do they know what the difference is? I'm pretty sure if you know that part. So we're going to give them that credit for that. Which one? We're going to call this a dependent connector right here. Right? What does that mean? Talk to me. This is independent right here.
Right.
Independent. Why do we need those? Let's break this down right here. As a matter of fact, we'll use the word that the brother gave me. Use the word that the officer gave me here on this word ball right here. Since you go there on the word world, age is society. That tells the difference that you can have different worlds. But now we want to, why did they put this stuff underneath that? Now you only use the independent dependent connectors when it comes to that top line up there. That's called the ancient Hebrew. The Syrian Hebrew, you don't use that. We'll get into that in a second here when we break this word down here. We'll get into that when we break it down a little further. We'll get into that to what do we use? We use the Hebrew, the ending sounds. But right now, why do we need connectors? What does it benefits? I mean, why do you need them? Why do you need an upside down U and a U? Why do you need all that? Why? What do we need that for? All right. Let me erase this because I want to go ahead and finish it up when I get done here. Writing of what breaking this word down. But why do we need these connectors here? See if people are with me here. What do we need these connectors for? Anybody there?
We got also Chaazaq Shapar.
Yeah.
He says the penny connector
Right.
blends the sound and to make it a whole sound.
Yeah. That's clap it up right there. I can use that definition. In other words, he's saying it blends this word here called this part of a word called ball. It ain't a ball, it's just a sound. But that's what it looks like. Ba la. Or up here, ball. Now you don't need no connectors up here in the Syrian to reiterate. You don't need it. But down here, because this is the ancient, now you want to blend this ba and that la together. And that's what this is saying. Ba la. Ba la. Ball. Everybody, if you don't understand that, write it in the chat. If you understand it, then of course, put your hand claps in there. Let's make sure. We got to get back in the class where because everything that you put in the chat is telling somebody else. And Tharia Par, I know you know. Go ahead, sis. That's the only sister we got in there, right?
Parabah.
I know Parabah. She knows she's been on this. She got notes galore. I know Chaazaq, Nayar. We got new people in here that need to know. So why do we that if you blend this ba and this la, you're gonna get a sound called ball, and that's where you put the ball, and that's how you spell that word world. The ball. Anybody don't understand that, then write it in the chat. Say, I don't understand, sir, and we'll go over it again. I'm assuming if you don't write nothing in there, I'm assuming you understand that. Y'all understand it? Talk to me, let me know.
That's right.
That what we got?
So Chaazaq so far.
Everybody good?
Chaazaq got it. Chaazaq.
Okay.
Nayar is in the chat. You can talk to him physically.
Nayar, what you say, Nayar? You good? Yeah, you understand.
Whole concept, I get it.
You understand? Yeah, I know the officer. By the time you got there, you've been drilling this for about 5, 6, 7 months.
Damn right.
You understand? And so let's clap it up for the brother right there. So age is a society, world. That word, the ball. We'll use that. Age is society. When you talk about the Hebrews, you're only talking about the Israelites, man. That's the world. When you had Nicodemus coming up there trying to talk to Christ, when he was talking to Christ, they were of the same age of society. They were brothers, right? They were brothers talking about, well, God so loved the world. Who you think he was talking to? Man, go to that. Go to that. Who you think he was talking to? Nicodemus was talking to Christ, Yahushua. He was talking to the Savior of the world, man, the one that died so the children of Israel would have a way to get back to him, So that world, okay, what you got on that, Sharp?
I got the book of John,
Right.
chapter 3 and verse 1.
3 and verse 1, that'll work. Go ahead.
There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus.
Nicodemus, yeah, we got to find out this mystique about this John 3:16. People talking about, God so loved the world. And then you got a lot of our people up here sitting up here on Sunday church talking about God so loved the world. Well, God so loved the world, this world. He was talking about the age of society of a particular world.
That's
now,
right.
How many worlds? Let's reiterate this again. Read that again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The book of John, chapter 3 and verse 1.
That's good. That's right above John 3:16. So we're going to talk about this. Go ahead.
There was a man of the Pharisees
Okay.
named Nicodemus,
Nicodemus, Pharisaical. Now he was Hebrew. He spoke Hebrew. Go ahead.
a ruler of the Jews.
Ruler of the Jews. Now it was a high aristocrat, man. This person was way up here. He spoke that proper Hebrew.
Right.
Abba, Gada. Go ahead, finish reading.
Verse Verse 2.
Right.
The same came to Christ by night.
Nicodemus came to Christ by night because rulers are afraid. It'd be almost like, it's almost like Barack Obama, somebody coming to you at nighttime saying, look, man, how'd you do that? Or what's going on? Because he's afraid in the daytime, because wherever he go, people going to be looking at him like, what you doing eating with publicans? Go ahead. What you doing talking to publicans? Go ahead.
And said unto him,
right,
Rabbi.
Rabbi meaning, my my Lord, a teacher. Rabbi is like a teacher, right?
Right.
Like you're saying somebody that teaches you. Go ahead.
We know that thou art a teacher come from the Most High.
That's what it's saying. Go ahead.
For no man can do these miracles
right.
that thou doesn't.
Now Nicodemus talking to Christ said, we know you're a teacher, man. But look at all these miracles. Healing the dead, man. You're healing the dead, healing the sick, healing the woman with issue of blood, man. All this stuff. Go ahead.
Except the Most High be with him.
Except for the Alahayim. Alahayim, the Most High be with you, right? That's in Syrian. Alahayim. Go ahead, read.
Verse 3. Yahushua answered and said unto him.
Right, now who is Yahushua? Everybody, I know I didn't use this word interchangeable. I want to make sure people on there. Who is Yahushua? Give me that in the chat. Talk to me. Right. Tell me. That's anybody. That's some women, men, whatever. Just give me an answer. Who is Yahushua? It's a very basic understanding here, but I want to make sure that people, and if you know it, share it with the people who might not know that. Go ahead, read. I'm sorry. Anybody said it?
No. I'm pretty sure they're coming in.
Yeah. Who is Yahushua?
We got if I may.
Go ahead.
We got sister Natasha checking in.
Natasha, right? That's Officer Colossus' rep, right?
We got an answer. We got Officer Colossus says Yahushua means the Lord.
Yahushua is like Yahushua is Christ. That's who he is. That's his name, Yahushua. Right. But you can't say the Lord, but Mashiach would be your savior. But Yahushua simply means the same as you were saying Jesus or Christ, but we call him Yahushua.
Right.
That makes sense? Okay, go ahead.
Yahushua answered and said unto him,
right.
Verily, verily, I say unto thee,
right.
Except a man be born again.
A man be born again. That means like what does it mean to born? Now, in other words, a man, Nicodemus said, how you gonna come? Because a woman have a baby. And Nicodemus was wondering, are you gonna, what is it? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? How can I do this unless I'm born again? What do you mean born? Finish reading.
Unless a man be born again,
right,
he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High.
See the kingdom of the Most High, right? Born again. Go ahead, finish reading.
Verse 4.
Right.
Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old?
Now Christ is trying to say, man, he's explaining what born again. In other words, Nicodemus going back. What, I got to come back under my mother's womb? Christ said, no, man. That means you need to put away the old man. You need to put away the drugs. You need to put away all of the false teachings. You need to put away all this Christianity. You need to put away homosexuality. You need to put away all these things. That's the born again it was talking about. Right? I'm being real fast about this, but that's what he's talking about. That's the world he was talking to. He was talking to the Hebrews, man. The people that spoke Hebrew back in those days. That was the Hebrew Israelites. The Israelites, okay. That's the world. He was talking about us. Go ahead. He's talking about our world. Go ahead.
Really? Oh, it's like you want to say it.
Nicodemus came to him at night and says, like whispered in his ear, like, son, let me ask you this, because I may have to get on the pulpit tomorrow in church. And that's what some of these preachers get up here nowadays. You know, you think they don't go there, TD Jakes and all this, they be calling each other, man, trying to find out. The answer ain't there, man. You need to go to Christ. You give knowledge to really find the real truth. Go ahead, read.
Nicodemus says, can he enter the second time into his mother's womb?
That's what he's saying. Now, you think he wasn't talking about, now, come on now, that was ridiculous. He was confused.
Right.
He had to be confused to sit up here to get into the second time. Man, once you're born, you're born. And Nicodemus was being facetious, trying to mock Christ, trying to say, can you enter the second time? Once you're born, bro. Unless you reincarnate back in this world, and that's a whole other thing. Go ahead, read.
Verse 5.
Right.
How shall I answer?
Right.
Verily, verily, I say unto thee,
right.
Except a man be born of water.
Man be born of this water, man.
Of the spirit.
Right. Born of this water, this word, right?
Right.
And this spirit, you know, that's this word and this understanding of who the Most High is. The zeal, be born of who we are. The Hebrew Israelites are, man. Because you got to be the seed of Israel. It ain't you ain't just come off this stage and saying, I'm gonna be born again, man. You know, you got to be born of the keep the commandments of the Most High, right?
Right.
Go ahead, read.
He cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
This kingdom that the Most High is getting ready to set up. That's what he's getting ready to do. The Most High is going to, when he comes back in these churches, he's going to set this. He's going to take the world of Israel and make them rulers with him. And he's setting this up just for us because we got so many people out here wanting to claim that. But you got to be of the Zerai or the seed of Israel. Finish reading. Any more of that?
Oh, we got verse 6.
Yeah, go ahead. Verse
6.
Right.
That which is born of flesh is flesh.
Right.
And that which is born of the spirit is spirit.
Right. You born of the flesh, you know, that's this stuff. But you born of the spirit of the Most High, you know, that's the children of Israel keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know, that spirit, that's you don't get baptized in some water and say, okay,
right,
I'm it. What is that? You know, first of all, you got to qualify, right? You got to be one of the seed of Israel. You got to be. That's what Nicodemus and Christ was talking about, the age of society of the world of Israel, not of the whole wide world. We used to sing the song, man. He got the whole world in his hands. I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean anything? He got the whole world in his hand. What are you talking about, man? He's talking about the world and society of Israel. The world in his hand. You know, he's talking about Israel. He ain't talking about what have these other kingdoms done to qualify to be part of the world of Israel. What have they ain't been through slavery? They ain't been through Egypt and slavery. They ain't been through America and all of the hardships that we've gone through here in America, right?
That's right.
So how they qualify for anything? How they don't qualify for nothing?
Right.
Finish reading.
Verse 8.
Right.
I mean, verse 7 is like, marvel not that I said unto thee.
Yeah.
You must be born again.
In other words, don't think too much of it. You must be born again. In other words, everything that you used to do as Israel, he was talking to Nicodemus. Nicodemus, he was talking to his people. I mean, how he gonna be there? They sitting up here in Jerusalem. Did he have a megaphone that can reach around the world? No. He'd have a loudspeaker where he go around and say, all right, calling all Indians, calling all East Indians, calling all Hamites, calling all. I mean, how ridiculous that sounds.
Right.
That's why the Lord had to break down the world and a Chaazaq. He had to break those two down. Go ahead.
So, like, if I may,
Go ahead.
when it says about marvel not,
Right.
You know, so a lot of these Christians, a lot of these worldly people, you know what I'm saying, they marvel when it talks about when Christ says, born of the water, the washing of the water.
Right.
And I just wanted to get a scripture if I could.
Go ahead.
I got a precept right here. It's Ephesians chapter 5, verse 26.
Go ahead.
It proves exactly what you said just earlier.
Go ahead.
It says that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
By the word. It's the word. It's keeping the commandments, man. It's the
That's
word.
right.
It's the word. It's the words that he was explaining to the world of Israel,
Right.
the world of the people who spoke Hebrew, Ivarian. That world. So don't get confused when you see up there, God so loved the world. He loved the world of Israel. He loved the world of the people that spoke Hebrew.
That's right.
Even let the Pharaoh know, and even Moses letting them know that the world of the Hebrews. You let them know that the Most High of the Hebrews. You letting them know. You know, we don't speak this Hamite talk up here. We letting you know who we are, Pharaoh. We want to go out here and spend 3 days in the wilderness, but keep going. We're gonna keep going till we make sure you guys understand that, so you'll understand what this Hebrew that we put on the board. Go ahead.
Verse 8. The wind bloweth where it works like the wind bloweth where it listens.
Yeah, the wind you can't see it. It just blows. Go ahead.
And thou hearest the sound thereof.
You can hear it, but go ahead.
But canst not tell where it's come.
Don't know where it's coming from. Go ahead.
And whither it goes.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's what wind does. Characteristics of nature of wind. Go ahead.
So is everyone that is born of the Spirit.
Born of the Spirit of the Most High, man. This is like the Spirit of the Most High. This word of the Most High is meant for who? This world, that age, that society, the spirit of us, the Israelites, the Hebrews only. We're only, like Nicodemus was sinking in him. I mean, he was finally understanding, you know, this man talking some stuff that I don't want to know. I mean, stuff because Nicodemus had all this money, you know, he's a Pharisee, he had the seat of Moses. He wanted to be something higher than what he was. He wanted to be, who are you talking about? He know damn well that he was talking to him because there wasn't nobody else. He had no megaphone. Christ had a big mouth, big voice, strong voice, but he wasn't talking. Listen, there wasn't no Roman government up in there right there. Nicodemus was part of the Hebrew Israelites.
That's right.
And he knew, he talking to me. How are we going to be born again, man? He's letting them know that, man, come down off that horse, man. Come to understand who the Hebrews really are. Understand the people that speak in this Hebrew. And of course, Pharaoh, back here from where this came from, Pharaoh is something to him. He knew these people that ain't like us. Go ahead, read.
Verse 9.
Right.
Nicodemus answered and said unto him,
right.
How can these things be?
In other words, what are you talking about, bro? How can this be, man? That's what he's trying to say in nigga talk, basically. Trying to let him know what? I mean, what are you talking about? Because he was talking in that world. It's just like when you're in the fish world. The fish is swimming along. Here come danger. They know how these things could be because they see that shark coming. They understand it. But now, if that was... Okay. All right, if you go down in the submarine and you're trying to see the Titanic, they got their own little world right there in that little tank. They got their own little... They knew. In other words, when you hear no more sound, ain't nobody else. Well, how many people there? 4, 5? 5 people had only one little world down there. One little world, that thing's poof, and just exploded that quick. And then they were in their own little world, mind their own little business with a little old, what do you call them, little controllers. What do you call it? Controllers that control the thing? Remotes. Absolute dumb idiots. That world. They were in that world. The fish tank, when you feed your fish, they got a world. When you go out and look at giraffes out there, you don't see them in the lion world because the lion eat that ass up. It's like from lion. Right. But if you don't see people, everything in society has their own world. So the Hebrew Israelites got their own world. Finish reading. Anybody else want to know? Go ahead, read.
Verse 10.
Right.
Yahushua answered and said unto him, Art thou a master of Israel?
In other words, read that again, sorry.
Art thou a master of Israel?
Right, go ahead.
And knowest not these things?
You a master of Israel, Nicodemus? Nicodemus. You're supposed to be the Barack Obama of your time. You don't know these things up in here. You don't understand world, the ball. You understand that? Come on, bro. Come on, man. They say, come on, man. You understand? You're supposed to know this. but he didn't. That's the whole point. And that's why we're breaking it down and telling people, actually, we're using John 3:16 as a springboard to help out in class to show people who are the real Most High Hebrews. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
Verily, 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 I say unto you.
In other words, I'm saying this until you explanatory. Go ahead.
We speak that we do know.
We speak that again.
So like it.
What verse you on?
Verse 11.
Right.
Verily, verily, I say unto thee.
Right.
We speak that we do know.
We speak what we know. Go ahead.
And testify that we have seen.
Now what we've seen. Go ahead.
And ye receive not our witness. Verse 12. Verse 12. It's like, if I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
I'm telling you some earthly things here, stuff that you should already know. World society, you should already know that we're different from everybody else. But what if I told you some things about regeneration, reincarnation? What if I told you some things about who the angels are and what that about that burning bush? We're gonna talk about that tomorrow.
Right.
What if I told you that the Lord's eyes sees everything out there? These are heavenly things. What if I told you that Christ lives in the fifth dimension? These are heavenly things. If I told you that, read that again.
It's like, how shall you believe if there are? So like, how should I believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
Of heaven, if I told you heavenly things, go ahead.
Verse 13.
Right.
And no man hath ascended up to heaven.
Right.
But that come down.
They come down. That's Christ. Go ahead.
Even the Son of Man, which is in.
That's Christ, right? Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Verse 14.
Go ahead.
And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness.
And what this means? Moses lifted up that serpent, man. Like it looked sort of like this. We're trying to explain to you these words up here and what they mean. So hang with us. That serpent right there looked like this. I think it was like this, and a serpent, and it went sort of like around like that. As Moses lifted up the serpent, and people were getting bit. Make it short, the world of Israel were out there in the desert, and they were trying to go through an exercise of trying not to get the hell bit. Because they were hard-headed. Israel always hard-headed. So they had to hold the serpent up, a little pole with the serpent on it. So when they held that up, their faith would believe in that Moses said, all you got to do is just look upon it, and then they wouldn't get bit. And that's what you do what the Most High say. That's my point. Go ahead, read.
Even so must the Son of Man be lifted up.
Son of Man. In other words, just like, now who did that? The only people who did that was the world and age society of Israel, with the ball of Israel, that world. Ain't nobody else in history done this, man. Them Sheba gods didn't do that. What they holding up? Some god with the period god?
Period God, 6 arms.
The Buddha god. They didn't do this. They didn't do all this, man. And this is who else? What are some more gods up there? Shiva god.
Smoking dope.
All these guys. Smoking dope gods and anything that's anything. Listen, they make and honor their gods because they don't have the gods of the Most High, because they're not part of the Alahayim. They're not part of the Most High. The Most High, there's only one Most High, right? Finish reading.
Verse 15.
Right.
That whosoever believeth in him should not perish.
Right there. Whoa. That whosoever. Oh, Lord. And we explained it to you who he was talking about, the world of whosoever. Find that other text in there, except for Israel. Like whosoever. The whosoever, it says, hell, I can't think of it right now. But the whosoever, he was telling them that when people think that whosoever that mean like anybody. And whosoever just meant the world of Israel. Because he's only talking, Nicodemus and Christ was doing talking right up in here. So how would you jump from Nicodemus and Christ, and we're on the age society here, how would you jump from that to, okay, Buddha, whosoever, okay, Chinese, whosoever? Where did he get that? He wasn't talking about no Chinese. They wasn't part of the people that held up that stick up in the wilderness to keep from getting bit by a snake. They wasn't part of that. The whosoever was the children of Israel. They spoke Hebrew then, and of course we're learning our language back again to speak Hebrew right now. Right? The Hebrew Israelites. And so whosoever, that's us. So when you're talking about in the wilderness getting bit by serpents and making sure that does, go ahead. What you got?
Romans 9:4.
What does that say?
Who are Israelites?
Yeah, go ahead.
To whom pertaineth the adoption,
Right.
the glory, and the covenants,
Right.
and the giving of the laws,
Yeah, no law, yeah. It ain't the one I want, but it's a word. Go ahead. It's close. Go ahead.
and the service of the Most High, and promises.
Right.
Who are the? It's like that's
Right. It's I ain't got time to look it up right now, but it meant when people says whosoever, look in your scriptures, your scriptures there. It's right there. It'll be right there. It's whosoever. When he's talking about the whosoever, when he's talking a simple thing like whosoever, when you're talking about who are the real Allahayim, the Most High people, the Hebrews. That's when Pharaoh saw that, of course, was wondering, oh, okay, when Moses was telling him that, look, we are. He was telling Pharaoh, no, we the God, we the Most High Hebrew people. That's what he was saying. We're the world that you're talking about here, the age of society. But look in there when it talks about, I think it's look in the Most High's races of it. Well, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about these people here, the ball, that world. There can only be one world who the Most High was talking to when they talked to God so loved the world and whosoever, right? Ye men of Israel, that's what I'm looking for. Ye men of Israel. And he's only talking about, I believe that's in the races, right? Yeah, look that up. Ye men of Israel. He's only talking about the when you're talking about the Lord was trying to relate to Nicodemus, there can only be one world that you're talking to. It said whosoever. And you get other people coming up to you. See, the Bible says whosoever. in Hebrew, we're trying to tell you that whosoever was the world or the ball or this right here, ball, that word right there, of Israel.
I got two.
You got it? What you got?
I got Isaiah 41:14.
Yeah, what's up?
It says spirit. Oh, the other one is Acts.
That's the one I believe.
Acts.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got Acts chapter 2 and verse 22.
Read that, I believe this.
And it reads, ye men of Israel.
That's it. Go ahead. All right, go back to that. Go above that. Right. Read that. We're gonna talk about you, whosoever, right?
Right.
Go ahead, read that. It's connected. It's gonna connect.
It's the book of Acts, chapter 2.
Yeah, that's it.
And verse 21.
Read that.
And it reads, Acts chapter 22, chapter 2, verse 21.
We're talking about whosoever. We're talking about, because people want to say, oh, see, the whole God loves the whole world. And whosoever,
right.
Go ahead, read.
Verse 21, and it reads, and it shall come to pass.
Right.
That whosoever.
The Bible, see, that's the word right there. Whosoever. See, that's the word. Let's understand. Y'all wake it up there, and let's wake it up. Let me wake y'all up in here.
Right.
When it says whosoever, it ain't talking about this whole wide universe out here and all these other worlds out here. It's talking about the world society of Israel. We're prove it even more right here. Read that from the top. Sharp. Go ahead.
Acts chapter 2, verse 21.
Read.
And it shall come to pass.
Right.
That whosoever shall.
Whoso what?
Whosoever.
Whosoever. That means a lot of people say, oh man, I got it made now. I'm an Edomite. I can make it. I'm Chinese. I can make it. You got all these people talking about I can make it, man, because it said what? It said what?
Whosoever.
It said that mean that you would think that mean anybody in every world out there. But Nicodemus and Christ was talking in their own world. When he said whosoever, this is what he was saying. Read.
Whosoever
Right.
shall call on the name of the Lord.
Whosoever. That's what the Lord's trying to explain to you. And Acts 2, what is it? 2?
Acts 2 and 21.
2 and 21. Trying to tell you whosoever. You would think, y'all got me now. Because you thinking that that's going to be whosoever. That means that leaves room for every race, every creed, every I was gonna say it ain't even about color, but they're gonna say every race can come into this truth. Every race can be part of the Zerai or the seed. But the Bible clearly explains it right here. Read.
Whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved.
That's right. That's what people think. Oh, you can be saved because if you ain't got to be of the world of Israel. You ain't got to be of the Most High's people, Most High's the Hebrews, the God of the Most High's God of the Hebrews. Go ahead.
Ye men of Israel.
Ye men of what?
Ye men of Israel.
Put up right there. The Bible says, "Ye men of Israel."
Right.
Hear what?
Hear these words.
Hear Nicodemus. Ye men of Israel. Now, how? If he's talking about ye men of Israel, how do people think that they're Israel? During the Balfour Declaration, find that for me. The Balfour Declaration, 1947 or 1948. Read about that. How it was enacted, how it started. Let's read about these. As a matter of fact, give me, before you even get there, give me Revelations. Y'all done got me started on a whole other stuff. But we're going to stay right here in this world. We're going to show who this world really is. Ye men of Israel.
That was the Balfour Declaration? What was it?
Balfour, B-A-L-F-O-U-R. We're going to find out how the Ashkenazi Jews got over there and tried to, and they in a whole nother zone, but it's not the true Israel. It's not the Hebrews. They don't even speak Hebrew. They speak Yiddish. They don't speak this right here. They don't speak Ibarium. The preposition. Ibarayum. They don't even speak that. Read. What you got?
Revelations.
Revelation 2 and 9.
Revelation 9.
Read that. Because he's talking about, he's going to tell you, Hebrews, Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites that speak Hebrew, I know your works. Go ahead, read that.
The book of Revelations.
Right.
Chapter 2 and verse 9.
Right.
I know thy works.
I know it, man. Go ahead.
And tribulations.
Right.
And poverty.
The stuff that we go through every day. George Floyd knee on his neck. Right? Trayvon Martin. Right?
Right.
We know this, Orlando Castillo. We know this, man. We know what you're going through down here. Go ahead, read.
But thou art rich.
The Bible says you're actually rich. Why? Because you're the ones who got the knowledge. We're going to go over that tomorrow. I'm going to break that open heavy right there tomorrow. Because people sitting up here thinking that they come up here that we learn something from slavery. We're going to go there tomorrow. Only thing we learned is that the Most High spanked our behinds for not keeping the Lord's statutes and commandments. That's what it is. Read.
And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews.
That say they are Jews. Uh-oh. Who are the people that say they are Jews? Because they damn sure ain't the Hebrews. They ain't the Ala'ayim. They're not these people. They're not the Hebrew Israelites. Go ahead. Read.
And are not.
They are what?
They are not.
The Bible says they are not. But what are they? What are those fake Jews over there in the Yiddish land? Over there. They go around nodding their head and sticking little pieces of paper. Or whatever the hell they talking about. I mean, ain't no telling what they're doing, man. But these are not the real Hebrews. Read.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
It's synagogue of Satan, man. So the Bible couldn't be talking about their world. It couldn't be. Because Acts 2 and 21 just said, ye men of Israel.
Right.
Hear these words, right? He's talking Nicodemus. He's talking about the age society of the real Most High Hebrews. Go ahead. You ain't talking about the fake ones over there. Go ahead.
Those bastards, excuse my language.
Go ahead.
Are the synagogue of identity theft.
Identity theft.
Good night.
That's right. They took this. This is what I'm saying. In 1940, look up 1948 Balfour Declaration. They came in and swiped They did an identity theft so that they can, quote unquote, be part of the world. They want people to think that every time you read John 3:16, you're talking about them. But you're not. You're not talking about them. The Hebrews are black, man, Hispanic, Native Indian, and they have 12 tribes. Go ahead. Give me how it started.
How it started?
Yeah, because America was behind it. They helped put them up in there. They adopted their religion, man. Come on, read.
I got the legacy of the Balfour Declaration.
Right.
This is out of history.com.
Right.
The legacy of the Balfour Declaration.
Right.
The influence of the Balfour Declaration on the course of the post-war events was immediate. According to the mandate system created by the Treaty of Versailles of 1919.
Right.
Britain was entrusted with the temporary administration of Palestine.
Britain was entrusted with Palestine affairs. Go ahead, read.
With the understanding that it would work on behalf of both its Jewish and Arab inhabitants.
Jewish. That means your fake Ashkenazi Jews, the one we just got to read about in Revelation 2 and 9. Those Jews. Fake Yiddish, read.
Many Arabs in Palestine and elsewhere.
The Arabs came from Ishmael people.
Right.
You know, Abraham's other. We get into so many things here. Ishmael, they're not Isaac people, because Isaac is us.
Right.
That world Nicodemus was talking about. Go ahead, read.
Were outraged by their failure to receive the nationhood and self-government they had been led to expect in the return of the participation in the war against Turkey. And in the years of the World War I, the Jewish population in Palestine increased dramatically.
Right.
Along with the instance of the Jewish-Arab violence.
Mm-hmm.
The area's instability led Britain to delay making a decision on Palestine's future.
Right.
But in the aftermath of World War II and the terrors of the Holocaust, growing international support of Zionism led to official declaration in 1948 of the nation of Israel.
The nation of the Jewish people that over there claiming and doing what you said. They're doing identity theft. I know thy works. I'm sorry, not that. They're doing identity theft, the last part of Revelation 2 and 9. They're doing identity theft, trying to claim. The Lord tells you who we are in the beginning of that. Say, look, don't worry about it. I know they got y'all identity theft. I know y'all got your locked. I know they trying to claim that they y'all world. But the last part is read that world again. Read.
Revelation 2 and 9.
Right.
And I know the blasphemy of them that would say they are Jews.
That's what the Balfour Declaration is all about. The blasphemy of those fake Jews over there that's trying to claim what? Our world.
That's right.
That John 3:16 world. Read.
That's right.
Read.
And they are not.
They ain't not. The Bible clearly says that, man. And we're just breaking it down because there can only be one Elohim Ha'abarian.
Right.
The God of the Hebrews. Them. That's who Pharaoh had in captivity. Read.
But they are the synagogue of Satan.
But those fake Jews are the synagogue of Satan.
That's
right. The synagogue of Satan. The Most High is smart. He breaks all this stuff down so you'll know the ball. He'll know in Hebrew. See, and then if you don't understand Hebrew, then you'll just take anybody's word for it. But if you can read these words, like we had a young man over there say, I know the ball. He's learned the world.
Right.
I know. See, you ain't got to go around telling him world. Now he knows the Hebrew part of it. He knows what he should be looking for when he reads the Tanakh, when he reads the Bible. He can look that word up and find out it meant age and society of the Hebrews. And then, of course, in this context, because if I was talking about Wayne's World, Fish World, the Ant World, I'd write a book on that.
Right.
But the Lord already wrote a book for the age, society, and the world of the Lord's people. Right? Give me that Exodus 5:3 again, where it talks about who we really are. Who we are, you know. The only people that could have held up this what do you call that thing? Held up that snake on that pole right there. Go ahead. The only people that can held it up was the children of Israel. the real children of Israel. Go ahead.
So like I was going to say, it's like it. We got another symbol, another identity. The ambulance use that symbol now.
The who?
The American ambulance.
Oh, yeah. The ambulance, yeah. You're talking about when there can only be one, something like that. I can't even do it. That's hard for me to do it. But there can only be one,
Right.
something like that, with two eyes on it. There can only be one people. When the Lord told them to keep from getting bit in the wilderness, we read about that, didn't we?
Right.
They keep getting bit. You better hold up this pole right here. He's talking about the children of Israel, man. See, we went through those calamities. We went through that hard-headedness. Moses, we went through it. He said, I think it was Paul, I believe. Who was it? Yeah. He was saying, we went through this. We had to hold this up. Better hold that thing up in the wilderness. Right, Moses. We went through that in the wilderness. He was saying, man, if y'all want to keep getting bit, don't pay attention to that pole. Let's see. No other nation knows about this. Where we at, by the way?
Exodus
5:3. Yeah, read that. Read what talking about, because Pharaoh damn sure knew who we were. Read.
Exodus chapter 5 and verse 3.
Go back there, yeah.
And they said, the Most High of the Hebrews.
The Most High. That's what this word is. Let me erase some. Let's concentrate on this for a second. Let me just erase something. We don't need all this. I think by now people kind of understand that a little bit. Independent, dependent, connected. The Most High of the Hebrews. Finish reading.
The Most High of the Hebrews
Right.
met with us.
Right. He's talking to Pharaoh. Say, go ahead. Oh, he's talking to his people, I think. Go ahead. Read.
Right. Let us go. It's like always telling Pharaoh. It's like,
Talking to Pharaoh, right?
let us go. We pray thee.
Yeah, he's telling Pharaoh, you need to go. Nigga, you need to, or Ham, you need to let us go, man. So we can talk to our people. You know, let's write this Ha, and then it writes I. There's an I, the God of the Hebrews, right?
Right.
Ba, right?
Right.
Let me see if I can write that. I'm writing it backwards, I think. Ba. What else? Ra. Yum. Hell, I'm just going to have to write like this. But the real word, if I was to write it frontwards, it would be I, Ba, Ra, Yum. Let's break this word down here. What does that mean? And of course, you have Ha over here, or right here. The. Okay. Matter of fact, I don't want to confuse this because writing backwards, I don't know why I do that. It's just not right. Okay, we write English from left to right, but Hebrew from right to left. Well, that's what this word right, ha. Ha is the. Let's just break it down like this. Ha, when you want to say ha in Hebrew, you say the. Because that is a preposition. One day, not right now, we're going to get into prepositions and break it down a little bit because that's how people learn. But ha, the, okay? That's this word right here. We're going to write it for right now like that, ha. They won't say I. They won't say, I'll have to write, well, I'm not going to write Abarium because it's already written. I, ba, ra, yum. Yum. What does yum mean?
That's right.
Yum is, Ibaria is Hebrew. But will you go ahead? I'm sorry, anybody? In the chat, when I say yum, what does that mean? I gave it away there a little bit. Ha, the, ha. And then you say Ibarium. That's what you're really saying. Up here, it's already written. I, ba, ra, yum. And a lot of people say, where's he getting these from? Well, we're getting it from the chart up there. As a matter of fact, if I were to write this in, if I was to write it in ancient Hebrew, which I'm going to do right now, ancient Hebrew will be like this. Ha. That's Ha. It looks just like that. Then you write I. I. Well, I'm gonna write Hebrew from right to left so I won't confuse people. All right. I. Okay. Then I'm gonna write Ba. Okay. Then I'm gonna write Ra. Abba, Ra, and then I'm gonna write, or we want to write Yah. You know, you want to write like this. Yah, and then you want to write Ma. Like that. So you write I, Ba, Ra, and then you want to say Yum. Those are your connectors right there. These upside down U's, you want to pronounce every word, every sound independently of itself. And that's all it really means. Up on the chart, when you see those, you say I, that means I. Like, right, that's I. You want to say Ba, that's the Ba. You want to say Ra, that's the Ra. You want to say Ya. Well, now, I don't want to say Yama. I want to say Yum.
Right.
So I want to join this with a dependent connector. That means these two sounds depend on each other. So in this case, Yam is plural. Ibaria by itself just means Hebrew. But when I put this S on the end, now you want to say Yam. So I want to say the Hebrews. Okay, but only really, I got to write it this way. Let me put it over here so it won't confuse people. The Ha, like that. Oops. Let's write it over here like that. Okay. Now there it is in ancient Hebrew. I, Ba, Ra, Yum. And here it is over here, Ha. The Ha. Well, that's a preposition. Just remember that. That's a preposition. That makes, Ha. I'm sorry. This is Ha. Okay, and then this right here is plural. When you put a Yam on there, that makes this whole word plural. That's an ending character, Yam. We can explain that tonight. Try to catch on to this one. The Yam is simply, it's supposed to look like this. The Ma, it has a Ma sound. It's supposed to look like this. Like this. But we have to change it to this symbol here. These are actually the same sound. But when in Assyrian sounds, when they occur at the end, you have 5 sounds like the ka, the ma, the wa, pa, and taza. They occur at the end. If they do occur at the end, then you don't put this anymore. I'll say like, you don't do that. You do this. You put that in there. So anyway, just want to let people know who that is. So the world, did we ever finish that? John 3:16, God's of the world. We went to Acts, we said ye men of Israel, didn't we?
Right.
You can't be no better than that. Did we get past John 3:16?
We right on John 3:16.
Go ahead. You can't miss that yet. We're gonna finish breaking this world down because that world explained who the Hebrews are, man. Explain who Pharaoh was talking about. I mean, who Moses was addressing to Pharaoh. He was telling that, man, we're Hebrew. We're the most high of the Hebrews, the people that I'm speaking to you in the Hebrew language. He was letting them know, man, we want to go out here and do our feast, man. Let us go. Leave us alone. Finish reading. And we'll go back to Nicodemus over here in his world. Where you at?
John 3:16.
Go ahead.
For the Most High so loved the world.
The Lord, now read it just like the Bible says. Go ahead.
John chapter 3:16.
Right.
For God so loved the world.
So God so loved the world, and you're really talking about the Most High. Allah. Go ahead.
That he gave his only begotten son.
He actually gave his only. Who was his only begotten son? Somebody said it on there. Yahushua, right?
Right.
He gave Yahushua. He died for who? Who did he die for? I got to break that one down too. He died for who? He died for the world and age society of Israel. Did he not? He died for Israel, man. How you say Israel? Send somebody on the chat over there that know how to say Israel in Hebrew, since you're there. Somebody in the chat, tell me how you break Israel down. This is ancient here, and this is Assyrian up here. Israel. I want to know how you spell Israel over in that chat. Talk to me, my brothers, my sisters, Akim and Akwathan. Tell me, how do you break that down? How you this age of society in the world, the ball, us. That society, that's what that word means, the ball of Israel. What is it saying?
We got some people typing up. Not seeing that yet, but
Yeah,
they typing. I see it.
we went talking, chatting for a while, and
People got tired of us. Got tired. We got somebody typing right now. They on the Facebook page.
Israel.
We got Sister Parabah.
Parabah.
What she say?
Come on.
Sis said. She said Israel in Hebrew is Gashra Allah.
Spell that.
She said just like this. She said YASHARAHLA.
That's perfect. Let's clap it up for it, man. Right? Nasharallah. Exactly right. That's exactly right. And that's what that is you're saying the world of Israel, the world of Yasharallah. The Bible wasn't. Do you think the Lord went through all of these Passover and hell and holding up a serpent in the wilderness? You know, for anybody else that were to keep from getting bit. You know, you think that happened as Moses lifted the serpent up in the wilderness, right?
Right.
You think that same Moses was telling them, look, the Most High of the Hebrews. He was telling Pharaoh. You think he went through all that trouble of holding up a serpent in the wilderness and say, look, I'm trying to show you. This is your world. Do you think anybody else held up serpents in the wilderness? What are they holding up out there? You think any other nation went through what we went through? Any other nation can claim that they are the world and society of Yasharallah, as Sister Parabah said? Go ahead.
I was going to say, that was another miracle right there in front of our hard-headed behind.
Right.
Another miracle.
Another miracle. That is true. The Lord had to do this to keep us from getting bit. All these things, even the burning bush where Moses looked at, like I would have looked at this, it's like, you ever see that show on TV, Scared Straight? Let's clap it up.
Right.
Hey, you see some of these young boys and even some of these young girls, they go in there, they just, no, I can't even use the words, man, that I really want to use on the camera. They get in there, man, they freak completely damn out. Because they're trying to scare you. The Lord is trying to He's just trying to shake the shit out of you. Really, that's all he's really trying to do. It's like my word. He's trying to shake your ass so you can understand that. Boy, don't you see I'm trying to talk to you right here? Can't you understand? And Moses was embarrassed. We went over there last week like, my people down here sinning, man. And the Lord's serious because he's Moses fasting and praying up there. He's saying stuff like, dang, I'm that far from the Lord? Yep. But I'm still talking about your world. And the Lord, see, this is how when the prophets wrote the Bible, they automatically knew they were talking about the world age society of the ball of Israel, Yasharala. They automatically knew that. They knew it. Because he's trying to get us to know that. He's trying to get us to wake up to understand that the Most High of the Hebrews, the Most High of the people that speak the Ba, Ga, Da, the people would say Abanawa, Shabbai Shemayim, Kodeshaya. That means our Father, Abba. Nawa, our Father, possessive adjective, Nawa. Our Father, N-A-W-A, Nawa. Abba Nawa, okay? Kodeshaya, okay? That's what he's trying to say. The world and society of Israel. Nobody else. None of these other foolish nations out here, they don't even qualify. So how you going? What have you done for Israel to make yourself? What have you done for the Most High to impersonate Israel?
Right.
To get in here, to be part of us. What have you done? Ashkenazi Jews, what have you done? You fake Yiddish Jewish. We get on them because they're one of the main fakes. What have you done? And you look at some of these people here on YouTube and Facebook, they go around these better crocker hats. These little things. Go ahead.
It's like and what's wrong with these battles? If you want to brainwash the people, right, and you want to take over their culture,
right,
why leave context clues like, "Oh, we Jewish.
Oh, we Jewish.
We not Jew. We Jew." Why is that?
They know that they can't call themselves Jews legally. They know that. America, so they just call themselves Jewish. They come over here in their society and become movie stars, and like all these stars over here, they're Ashkenazi Jews, but they give them names like John Wayne, Wayne Newton. They give all these crazy names because they're hiding themselves. They're morphing. Go ahead.
It's like Ashkenazi just means like what, German, right?
Yeah, just German. It's just a section of, I guess, one of the tribes of German. Look it up in the Bible. It's Ashkenaz. See if I can find that here. We'll look that up here. Let's since you're there, we're gonna find it here for you. I'll find it for you here. Let's see, but that's all it is. That's Ashkenaz is part of. Oh boy. Let me see if I can find it up in here. I got it. I'll show you in the Bible where you want to look for it right here. Okay. The Jewish person of the Central Eastern European descent, they ain't even, they 80% Jewish from Ashkenazim.
Good.
They ain't even part of their people. Hey, 80%. Dog breed. Wait. See, this like you say, what was the question you say? Like they leaving all kinds of clues.
The Lord, if not that's how I know the Lord is real. He leave us context clues and let us know that we are something greater. But the people that's trying to beat us, why not just take on the full identity and say we are Jews? They put Jewish
because they know. Okay, look, give me Genesis 10:3. Because they know that they're not the real Jews. they can't legally, they know when they get in society, they got to make it look good. But they know they can't say that they're real Jews. They say, oh yeah, we doing identity theft. We're lying, but see, we're saying that we're Ashkenazi. And the United States say, yeah, we're fake Jewish.
Right.
They wish they were, right? What do you got that for? Because they sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, right?
Yeah, Genesis 10:3. This is the book of Genesis.
Right.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 10 and verse 3.
Yeah, read that.
And the sons of Gomer.
Sons of Gomer. Go ahead.
Ashkenaz.
Ashkenaz. There you go right there. That's it. Right? Finish reading. Read some more.
And Rapath.
Rapath, yeah.
And Tagamar.
Mm-hmm.
And verse 4.
Mm-hmm. Read.
Verse 4. And the sons of Javan.
Sons of who?
Javan.
Javan, yeah.
Javans, like
that. Javan, yeah. I got Javan, right?
Right.
Go ahead. But go ahead before that. Read up above that. Where they come from.
Right.
Sons of.
Let me start at the first verse.
Yeah, go ahead.
Genesis chapter 10 and verse 1.
Right.
Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah.
Sons of Noah.
Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
And Japheth, right.
And to them were sons born after the flood.
Right, go ahead.
The sons of Japheth.
Right.
Gomar and Magog. And Madai.
Son of Japheth, right? Okay, go ahead.
And Javan. And Tubal. And Meshech. And Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer. Ashkenaz.
There you go. Right there. It's just trying to tell you where they come from. See, the Bible, the Lord gives a record of everybody that's recorded. Ashkenaz people come from that.
And you know what? We just read that. So like I may.
Go ahead.
We just read that. So if I may, we just read that article about the Bayford, right?
Yeah.
And how
you mean Balfour?
Balfour,
right? And
how Britain is Gomer? What was Gomer again?
Britain are white people.
Yeah, that's Magog, right?
Britain, they are Esau's people. They will come from Shem.
So Gomer, I got some notes.
See, Britain is Shemitic, just like we are. They came out of they all part of Esau. You talking about Great Britain, right?
Right. As far as 18 nations.
Yeah, British people are come from Esau. Anybody that's the oppressors that come from Esau would be like British, German.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Gomer, right here in Genesis chapter 10, verse 2.
Right.
Gomer is the French.
Gomer is French, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
right.
In that article that we was reading,
and that's all white people. That's all Esau.
In the article we was reading, it actually showed that the so-called Jewish people, was trying to get in the land of Israel, but the French was trying to, they had an answer to the French.
Right.
They had an answer to that.
And those basically one Esau helping or hindering each other. The Most High just shows you who they are. They're all the same pot.
Right.
You might as well cut them up, put them all in the same red meat stew pot. The same ones who came out of Esau, Harry all over. That's all the same people.
Right.
And the the Ashkenazi Jews are part of the same ones. They're all the same one, man. They actually your the Esau came out of the same womb of Rebekah and Isaac. But the Lord separated them, remember?
Right.
Gotcha. That's exactly right. But that's what we're trying to say. They're in the same world. The Most High. He separated them and made everybody have their own little different worlds so they'll stay the hell away from God's chosen people. Right? Alahayim. Right, go ahead.
So like
Messiah's people. Right.
I typed in on Google.
What you got?
I typed in who is Esau today, and it says
it's a bunch of wicked nations. Go ahead.
Descendants of Esau of Edom today are all European nations.
See, it's just okay. That's French, Belgium. I can just keep naming them. French, Belgium, Who else? Just Germany,
Germany.
Great Britain, Italians. All of them are the same. They're all the same. Because when you talk about Esau, now you talk about all them nations.
Right.
They would come under there. Now you got other nations like Ham. He got three of them come out of that.
Right.
You know, of course Israel. But you got other nations come out. You got East Indians. But if you want to talk about who the Europeans, they got their own society, and they're not us. So when the Bible talks about that in John 3:16, it even explains it in Acts 2:21. It talks about us. We're the ones. Okay? When it's talking about whosoever, it wasn't talking about none of those nations. They wasn't with us in the wilderness. They wasn't with us anywhere else. Except for had us in captivity in Rome, right? Except for had us in captivity in Egypt. Except for had us in captivity in Persia. You got the Persians, right? The Medes and the Persians. You got all them, right? You got these Arab nations too, right? You got all these other nations. Those are not. There's only one Hebrew children, one Israelite children, one Yasharallah who speaks Hebrew. And that's what Moses was explaining to Pharaoh. The Ibarium. Now that's a Syrian language, of course. Let me put that up so people think that it's a Syrian, a Syrian language. I want people, when you take notes there you go. And of course, this is the ancient language down here, right?
Right.
This is the ancient language. Sometimes I have to be explanatory to go ahead and so people can see stuff. But that's what it is. So when you get to Gomer and who else you got, Ashkenaz and German, that's what you got. You got Sephardic and all them. Those are Hitler's people. Oh, say Kittim is Greece, I think.
Italians.
That's still white people. Go ahead. Who else?
I was just saying, y'all. You right.
Yeah, 18 nations. We explained that too. I don't want to get into that tonight, but those 18 nations are all part of. Those nations are. Will make me get into that. Huh? Let me see here. What are we talking about here?
No,
Let's see if I can find it. Since you want me to go there, I want to go try to not to go there tonight because that's a whole nother subject of learning that I have to get into. But since you asked, so let's find out. Let's go there a little bit. You know. All right, let's go there. Since you're there, we'll go there real quick here. I just want to make sure I get it exactly. Where we at here? We still got people in the audience over there hanging up there with us, man.
We got a few on Facebook.
And that's how people. That's how. Oh, here I got it right. 18 nations. Yeah, I got it. Okay, you got India, Elamites, right? Awalam. You got Asia, Asher, and then you'll find all this in the Bible. You know,
Right.
You'll find it. You'll find it. You'll find it in Genesis 10th chapter. You'll find it in Chronicles 25th, 31st chapter. Then you'll find Syria. You got this Aram. You got the Arabs, Ishmael. Chinese is Moab,
Right.
and so on. And you got Japanese, Ammon, so-called white people, Esau, Edom. All those nations. That's any European nations, what you just read there, right?
Right.
We got Israel, Yasharallah, Parabah just said right there. She was right. Right? Then you have, then you got Ethiopians. Now here you got the Hamite, ham sandwich, right? Officer Bond called them ham sandwich, right?
Right.
Ethiopians, Cush.
Mm-hmm.
Ethiopians, Egyptians, Mizraim, or Egypt, North Africa. That's what Gaddafi, right up there in northern Africa, right up there where Atlas Mountains go, where we fled from 70 from the Roman government there. And then you have the French, Gomer, that's what you're talking about, Gamar, okay? As a matter of fact, that's what you call them, Gamar. And of course, South Africans, Canaan, or Canaan, Pawat, or Put for North African. You have Russia. That's what you have. They're in the news right now fighting who? What's that country they're fighting?
They're fighting against Ukraine, right?
Ukraine, yeah. That's Magog and Magawar. They actually the same people. They cousins fighting each other. You think we give a damn? We care. All we care is about World War III coming out, and Commander General Yohana is going to go over that. So we don't go over that in class right here. Commander General Yohana is going to go over that and break that completely down.
Right.
Like, because he's the only one that can do that, really. Unless he gives charge to one of the generals, or captains.
Right.
Because Dr. Shapar ain't going to do it. Sherman, Ashkenazi, right? Or Ashkenaz. That's the one you was talking about. There you go right there. That's what we just read in Genesis. I can't remember.
Genesis 10:3.
Yeah, that's them. That's the Germans right there. That's where they came from. And the Lord explains on her after the flood, after Noah. He come from Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And that's what we're explaining in 18 nations right here. Spain is Tarshish or Tharasha. Thar-Rash Yash. That's a hard one. Or Italy, Kittim, Katayam. The ships of Kittim or Katayam. And that's what it is. And most of these nations right here, man, most of them are European nations.
Right.
Most of them, if they're not European, they're some form of Esau. That's how you know that you can't be part. Man, you can't just come in here and be part. You can't come in here and be part of the government, the Israel. When you're not part of our world as our society, and like you're not part of Yasharallah, you're not part of Israel, then you can't be part of us. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, what's that?
Okay, gotcha. But that's what it is. The Most High, Al-Hayam, the Hebrews, Ha'abarim. That's what we're trying to explain tonight. And trying to show you how to spell it, and trying to show you that the world in John 3:16 was talking only about Israel.
Right.
That's the same one that Moses was trying to explain to you in Exodus 5:3. He was trying to let you know trying to let Pharaoh know, man, we ain't y'all. And we're not part of y'all. But the ancient language is spoken, we'll say Ibarium, or the Ibarium, or the Hebrews, Ibarium, or the Hebrews, meaning that Hebrew, Lashawan Qadash, what does that mean? It means holy tongue. It's Hebrew. And that's how you know who we are. In the original language, if you look up here, let me get up here for a second. Thank God. Cheers. Sit down. But check this out. Check this out. So you can know. Right? That's the original language that the Most High gave us. Everything in it has a. Learn this chart. When you come back next week, learn this chart. Of course, learn the Assyrian. Because they go, if you read here, they go down, and you'll see everything that's in Syrian down below it. Don't worry about this one. It's just handwritten. It's true, but it's handwritten. And these are the 5 characters that occur at the end of Assyrian. So when we're in captivity, we learned Assyrian because they forced us to. But the sounds were exactly the same. So the more you learn about it, when you read things in the Hebrew, in the Bible, you'll begin to understand what this stuff really means, okay? You begin to understand, if you're going to, it's not a mystique. If you're going to understand Hebrew, you have to understand the alphabet or the Hebrew characters. How are you going to understand Hebrew or the Lashawan Qadash unless you understand this chart here? And tomorrow, next week, we're going to go over this chart and expand it a little bit, and so people can learn how to write these and put a little vocabulary and make it even match better. We appreciate people in class for going over class to show, to hang in there, to show you how things work. Let's clap it up for class. People hanging in there to show you how the Hebrew works. So we like to, I hope I didn't lose nobody, but we try to illustrate the age of society to the world of the Hebrews. I like to kind of make sure that's what you understand. That's what we are. You're Israel. You can't. Israelite school of practical knowledge. That's what we're trying to say. We didn't say we're the Jewish anything. We didn't say we're the Indian school, did we? We didn't say we were we didn't say we were the French school. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, the ISUPK under Command of General Yohanan. We're not affiliated with those fake camps out there. They try to learn. Matter of fact, they get into some of that Yiddish because they start saying shalom and all that stuff. We don't get into that because that's not real Hebrew. I don't know what that is. But if you want to learn Hebrew, you come out here and you talk to Chaazaq Shapar. You talk to people that really know. I'll lead you further. And if I don't know, I'll get the answer. I won't get it for you. I have to go to one of the generals. I have to go to one of my other officers that are above me. We learn from the men above. That's the reason why when you get a Lashawan Qadash class and we start learning the Sabbath service classes and start reading out of that Tanakh, you know, that then you really understand the Hebrew. We're going to already close class. But let you know, we have some announcements here, right? Hope everybody understood and enjoyed themselves in class. ISUPK security announcement. We are the ISUPK Start Off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for the new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they have off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves on the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will have permission from the head to marry, right? Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8 and 10 means 10th in Hebrew. That's this word, Abarim. Hebrew, Ma Asherah, that means of the 10th. 10% of every penny of increase the Most High gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teach the priest fund. Free will offering for the priest, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The Upholy Convocations, what's that, what we have here? The next Upholy Convocation, we're going to have, looks like the memorial blowing of trumpets. Yes, the memorial blowing of trumpets. You'll find it the first day of the 7th month, Friday the 15th, September 2023, Leviticus 23, 24, and 25. We're going to have remind Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board and the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. We're going to salute out our brothers and sisters, right? Ma'am Shabbat, Majid, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Well, face turn, face Sar, face our sisters. Ma'am Shabbat, Majid, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Yazamata means class dismissed. Hands down, class dismissed.